Okay, friends, we are back to business and we are continuing with our maths. All right, so now we're getting to work. Remember that our topic is changing the subject of the formula, right? Okay, which is the most important one, okay, or which is the first one, which is the one that leads to everything else. And I've put in orange the method which we are going to be using, right? There are many methods out there, okay, or at least two that I know of that are prominent, that are high up. But we are going to be doing a method called the method of transposition. To transpose is to flip or to change the sign in this case. So what we will be doing is we will be taking something that we don't want. Okay, let's say we have something on the left hand side that we don't want on the left. We will take it to the right and we will transpose it. In other words, we will flip its sign. Whatever it's doing, it will do the opposite of what it was doing on the left. What it was doing on the left to our subject. All right. So first thing I'm going to show you is the opposites, because when we take from one side to the other, we are going to make it do the opposite of what it was doing to the subject. So I'll keep saying this over and over again and it will make more sense. First thing, I'm going to show you the opposite so that you know what it will do when it goes to the other side. Remember, opposites, I mean things that reverse one another here. Okay, so let me first write the opposites, then I'll prove to you. So opposites, if we have these opposites, I'm going to say the opposites. Okay, here are the opposite operations. They are the opposite operations. If you have addition, okay, the opposite of addition is going to be subtraction. Okay, subtraction is going to be the opposite of addition. If you have and that means also addition is going to be the opposite of subtraction. So these two are opposites. If something is adding, take it to the other side, is going to subtract. If something is subtracting, you take it to the other side, is going to add. All right. And then we have another one, which is multiplication. Okay, multiplication. Its opposite is going to be division. Okay, is going to be division. So if something is multiplying on the left, you take it to the right, it will divide. It will divide. If something is dividing on the left or on the right, whatever, if you take it to the other side, it is going to multiply. That's straight, nothing else. All right. And then we're going to have the root. Okay. And the root is going to be, the opposite of the root is going to be the power. Okay. Okay. I've used the simple words, simpler terms. If something is doing root, like say square root of, or let's say cube root of x. If this goes to the other side, it's going to be the power of 3. Okay. So these are opposites. Cube root and cube. Okay. The power of 3. They are opposites. So root and power are opposite. If it's square root, we know that we just put the sign. We don't have to put a 2 outside. On the other side, it will just be the squared. So these are opposites, right? Okay, sure. Opposite is something that kind of like does the opposite. It reverses what you have done. So for example, if I have 7, then I say plus 5. Then I say minus 5. What will I get as my answer? I will get 7 again. I'll get 7. Do you know why? Because plus 5 and minus 5 are reversing or are canceling one another, right? If you say plus, we know that the opposite of an addition is a subtraction. So if you add the same thing, I add 5, then I subtract 5, I'll get 7 again. So that it's like I've done nothing. So adding 5 is exactly the opposite to subtracting 5. These two are opposites. So they'll cancel one another and you will get 7 again because they are opposites. It's the same thing when you multiply. If I say 7 times 3, then I say O divided by 3. I'm going to get 7 again because I have multiplied by 3 and divided by 3. And multiplying and dividing are opposites. They cancel one another. So I'll get 7 again. It's like I've done nothing. So just know these are our opposites, and that's what the opposite means.